The desire and power of an athlete on the comeback trail. The style of an athlete with confidence. These are the qualities of the gymnasts today who will compete on Fox Sports Net. Fox Sports Net, we have traveled to the southern side of the spectacular Swiss Alps to the tiny town of Chiasso, Switzerland for the Arthur Gander Memorial Gymnastics Competition, where gymnasts have gathered to compete for prestige and prize money in this modified all-around competition, where the women select their best 3 out of 4 apparatus and the men select and compete on their best 4 out of 6 apparatus. I'm Bart Connor along with Nadia Comaneci, and the action in the men's competition begins here on the floor exercise with 25-year-old Dimitri Karbonenko, originally from Russia, now representing France. Beautiful opening tumbling run. Fascinating story about Karbonenko. He was left off the 1996 Olympic team for Russia, and he was very disappointed about that. So he and his wife, who was originally from France, moved to Antibes. Took him about 1.5 years to gain his citizenship, and now he competes under the French flag. Excellent combination of flares to handstand to earn bonus points. You're seeing more and more gymnasts, even on the floor exercise, use pommel horse type skills to get a high score. In the floor exercise performance, the gymnast has between 50 and 70 seconds to complete the routine. And they have to cover the entire floor area. Here's his last tumbling pass. You know, the gymnasts were complaining that the floor is a little hard. Let's see if he can make it. Nice. As you can see, this is a very powerful gymnast. But the floor is a little hard, and he really had to work to make this full twisting double back. There's the full, and then the back flip out. Just barely made it around, but he'll still get a good score. Nice to have those big arms to muscle some of those moves. 9.4 the score for Karbonenko, a good start. 22-year-old Alexei Nemov from Russia has selected the high bar for his first of 4 apparatus in this modified all-around competition. Watch this release coming up here. It's very high. In case you missed it, he's going to do it again. The gymnasts are allowed to repeat 1 skill for bonus points. What sets him apart from many of the other gymnasts is how stylish and rhythmical his swing elements are. Beautiful dismount. Nemov, one of the most popular male gymnasts in the world because of his Olympic success in Atlanta. He won 6 medals there, and you can see why. Look at the technique and the form in the air. The score only 9.05, however, the judges did hit him for some of those earlier form breaks. This is 23-year-old Ivankov from Belarus, the 2-time world all-around champion. But just 2 weeks before the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta, he tore his Achilles tendon. So today as he trains, he focuses on someday getting a shot at that Olympic medal.
I feel so disappointed in the last Olympics, because when you sit and you watch how everybody competes and the spirit of Olympics, you know, it's an amazing feeling. And I wanna be in Olympics. I wanna feel this spirit. And I don't know, I wish.
Well, perhaps his wish will come true, because this young man came back from what is normally a career-ending injury, a torn Achilles tendon, to win the '97 World All-Around title. We just may see him in Sydney in 2000. Here's a big release coming up, laid out double over the bar. Oh! Now, it appears that he's all right. He was going for a huge move, this double over the bar in the laid-out position, and it appears like he was just a little too close to the bar. He tried to swing through with bent arms, and there's no way you can hang on with that kind of centrifugal force. He loses a half a point, and he'll continue his exercise from where he fell off. Let's see if he goes for it again. Here it is. Nice. Ivankov has to be considered one of the favorites for the Olympic gold in Sydney, not only because of his power and his focused attitude, but his technique. Look at that finish. Disappointing start for the world champion. This is a perfect example of his precise technique. Look at the form as he does a double twisting double layout and just rocks the landing. The score for the world champion, 8.6. Here are our standings after the first apparatus. Ivankov's teammate from Belarus, Rudnitsky, is in first. Ivankov himself in eighth. We've already seen a great start to the men's competition, but now we have traveled half a world away from Chiasso, Switzerland, to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and the International Gymnastics Hall of Fame, because it is here where Arthur Gander's contributions are remembered and memorialized. Arthur Gander, born in Switzerland, lived from 1909 to 1981, and during his 72 years he made many contributions to the sport of gymnastics as a competitor, coach, and administrator. One of Mr. Gander's most important legacies was that he spearheaded the creation of the first official judges' rulebook called the Code of Points, which, although it has been changed many times, is still the basis with which they judge all of the gymnastics performances today. Now, there's another great champion who is remembered here in the Gymnastics Hall of Fame. She, of course, is my wife, Olympic champion Nadia Comaneci. Nadia, the men are off to a great start. Let's talk about the women. We have Svetlana Khorkina here, and she is spectacular.
Well, you know that every time we have Khorkina, we know it's going to be a great competition. She's elegant, unique, very unpredictable, and sometimes inconsistent. You never know what to expect from her.
Let's talk about who you feel may be her strongest competitor.
Well, although we have a lot of good gymnasts here, I think her strongest competitor comes from Romania, of course, Claudia Presecan. In contrast with Khorkina, Claudia is usually strong and very consistent. Let's see who's going to win today.
Now, for the Americans, we have Jeanette Antolin from California competing. The women's competition begins when we come back. Chiasso, Switzerland is a small town of just 9,000 people. Well, nearly 1,000 of them have come inside to the Polypens Arena for this Arthur Gander Memorial Gymnastics competition. 16-year-old Katrin Kewitz from Berlin, Germany will be our vaulter.
This is a difficult vault. The start value is 9.90.
Nice landing.
Ever since I can remember, Germans were good vaulters.
She really is very powerful. Do you like her technique here?
I really like her technique, driving her heels right here. Nice vault.
Now, in today's competition, the gymnast will do 2 vaults. That was the score for her first vault, 9.55. That will be averaged with the score of this second vault here.
And this was a Phelps vault named after American gymnast J.C. Phelps. It was not quite a good vault because her body should have been in a straight position.
And the start value on this vault is only a 9.8.
And low landing.
But the average score, 9.45, 9.35 on that second vault. This is Adriana Crisci, whose hometown of Milan, Italy, is just less than an hour south of here in Chiasso. She was 8th place at the all-around at the European Championships in '98.
I'm impressed that she is that good on bars. We think of her as a good tumbler and vaulter. She's got nice technique. She's very clean. Beautiful release move. Another beautiful release move.
And a nice transition down to the low bar. The gymnasts have to do skills on both the high and low bar and transfer between them 3 times.
And here comes the dismount, a very difficult dismount and hard to land.
Nice start in this modified competition for Adriana Crisci.
Here we have her release move. Beautiful position. The judges gave her 9.4. That's a good start.
Now we turn our attention back over to the men's competition here. Alexei Nemov will select his second of 4 apparatus in this competition. He's moving to the floor now. Certainly renowned as one of the most stylish and elegant gymnasts. The Russian training school spends a lot of time on choreography and ballet, and you can see it in every aspect of this routine. Nice sequence here of front tumbling elements. Watch how extended his leg position is, how high his hips are above the floor on these flares, how easily he goes up to the handstand and back down. Alexei began gymnastics at 8 years old with his coach, Yevgeny Nikolko. Now he lives just outside Moscow at their National Training Center for Russia in a place called Round Lake. Double twist front. Oh! Now he loses a deduction for the technical error, but he also has a deduction because he went out over that white tape and out of bounds. He'll lose an extra 1/10 of a point for that. Last tumbling run. Good finish, but an unfortunate mistake on a routine that this guy has been doing for maybe more than 3 years, Nadia.
I say so. He looks slightly dizzy to me.
Well, he did recover and finish with a very strong pike double back somersault. Now watch what is spectacular about this move. Notice he points his toes in the air. That's tough to do on a pike double back. Not a severe deduction, 9.4 the score for Nemov on that floor exercise routine. The women's competition continues when we come back to Switzerland. Competition continues here in Switzerland on Fox Sports Net. I'm Bart Connor along with Nadia Comaneci. First up in the women's competition, world, Olympic, and European champion Svetlana Khorkina from Russia has selected the uneven bars, her first event.
No doubt this is her favorite event. She has unique and difficult combinations. Actually, she has 3 moves named after her.
Here's one of them right there.
She's so clean. And here comes the second Khorkina.
Oh! Well, that was a shock. That never happens. Normally, she's very consistent on this event. Even her coach, Boris Filkin, doesn't know what to think.
I think she was indecisive. She changed her mind in the middle of the element. That's why she made a mistake.
Now she loses a 1/2 a point for the fall. She will continue on the low bar here. Let's see if she goes for it again, Nadia. Looks like she will.
And no problem this time. And here comes the dismount. Very well done.
Here's what she intended to do the first time on the Khorkina transition, and that time she wasn't indecisive, Nadia.
Sometimes she is inconsistent, but rarely on this event.
A 9.2 from the judges will not put her among the leaders. Now from Huntington Beach, California, this is Jeanette Antolin, ranked 6th in the all-around in the United States at the last U.S. Championships and 3rd in the U.S. on this, her best event, the uneven bars.
And her style is very aggressive, and this is good, as long as she can keep it under control.
She starts on the low bar and makes her first transition to the high bar. Nice speed in these giants. Here comes her release. Oh!
I think she rushed the release move, and that's why she wasn't able to get to the bar.
You know, Nadia, an interesting story about her. She arrived here just a couple of days ago, and when she was traveling, her luggage was lost, and she didn't get those leather hand guards that she has on her hands until just today. I know she was a little stressed out about that. That could be causing her trouble here. Again, she slipped.
My coach, Bella Caroli, told me always to keep the equipment in my carry-on luggage, so this situation wouldn't happen.
What a surprise and a disappointment for Jeanette. If she hoped to contend with some of the best in the world like Khorkina and Presecan, she was going to need to do a good job on this, her best event, the uneven bars. 8.575 is her score as she consults with her coach, Don Peters. Claudia Presecan has been a member of 3 gold medal winning world championship teams from Romania. Although she has been overshadowed by some of the more famous names on that team, she's a solid team performer.
And this is a good event for her. Ooh, she almost got stuck in a handstand. She doesn't have something original in this routine, but she's really clean. Nice combination.
A solid routine, but it is true that the Romanians don't show any original technique that you may see from someone like Khorkina or the Chinese gymnasts.
What makes the dismount sequence good is that she connects her full pirouette right into the full twisting double back somersault.
Well, the judges liked it. 9.55 her score. So here are the standings after the first apparatus. Presecan, our leader, Jeanette Antolin from the United States. She is in 8th place.